And we're back for our Let's Play of The Last Door Season 2. Last time we beat Episode 1, to play right, because it's an episodic series. And moving on to number 2. I'd give a more thorough breakdown, but like, these things do it on their own. It's cool. Episode 2, My Dearest Visitor. Dr. Wakefield and Kaufman pay a visit to eccentric Professor Wright, whose research may cast some light over the strange events they have witnessed so far. Okay. Yeah. Previously on The Last Door, Wakefield and Kaufman followed the only clue they had on Nevit's location. The recipient of Anthony's disturbing letter, Alexander Dupre, no relation. Wakefield visited the East Hill Asylum to gather some information on Dupre's past. Wakefield discovered that Dupre was the leader of a secret society known as the Playwright. He learned that they practice rituals with the goal of peering through the veil, the line that separates the common world from an outer void full of horrors. One of Asail's patients turned out to be a member of the Playwright, but she escaped the asylum. Wakefield and Kaufman followed her to our hideout, a cabin in the mountains, when suddenly a big flock of birds appeared. I must forget nothing. Everything must be set. When the time comes. And I am visited again. Never gets old. For a moment, the sky was dark. We heard the calls of 1,000 birds, but another sound rose above them. A sound I cannot describe. What? What just happened in here? Where's Miss Connor? We are too late. The windows are carved with wooden planks. Looks as if she was trying to keep someone from entering, or something from getting out. A chalk, a circle drawn hastily on the floor. She thought it could prevent what she knew was about to happen. But she was wrong. It is ashes. I don't know what to make of all this. I do. Ashes in the shape of a bird. All right, Kaufman. It is nothing, my friend. Just a bit of a cold. Oddly enough, I have a bit of one too. Now, my friend, I think we should talk. In light of the events we have recently witnessed, the matter cannot be delayed any further. You must make an important decision. It is not yet too late to go back to our daily lives. If you do not want to continue, you must forget all about your patient, Jeremiah DeWitt. You will have to keep to yourself everything you have learned about the mystery of his disappearance and never talk about it again. But should you wish to continue the search, you will need to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. Please do not take this decision lightly. The path forward is not without peril. You know my answer already, Kaufman. I must know what happened to DeWitt. So be it then. As you may have already realized, this matter involving your patient transcends the limits of psychiatry as we know it. We are not dealing with the effects of trauma or the demons of the subconscious, at least not in the terms we are used to. We are dealing with something old, something dark. A sinister truth that has been buried deep for generations. This man, Alexander Dupre, and his organizations, I think they seek to uncover these secrets, and I fear they might have already. Miss Corney's fate, whatever it was, must be related somehow. But my knowledge of this area is simply not sufficient. You must pay a visit to an old friend, someone I never thought I would want to see again. The man who introduced me to the extended scientific field of the occult. My mentor, Professor Adam Wright. Season 2, Episode 2, My Dearest Visitor. Wickport. Sounds like a nice town. Give or take the fog. I doubt he's away at this time of day. Perhaps he cannot hear us from the front. Let's try the back door. Mrs. Oakwood. She is the manor's housekeeper. Yes, who is it? Good morning, Mrs. Oakwood. Don't you remember me? Why, Dr. Kaufman! Bless my soul, it's been so long that I hardly recognize you. How nice to see you again. Allow me to introduce my colleague, Dr. John Wakefield. Is the professor at home? We would like to see him. Why, yes, Doctor, of course. I'm quite forgetting myself. Let me take you to him. It's really good of you to come. He receives so few visitors these days on account of his condition. His condition? Oh, sir, I'm right sorry. I thought you knew. The professor, he suffers from an ailment infecting his brain. He is now entirely confined to his bed. Well, that sucks. Professor Wright, you have visitors. One of them is your old friend. Look, do you recognize him? It's Johann, Professor, your old pupil. I reckon he does remember you, Johann. It's been a long time since I've seen him so excited. I will leave you two to talk to Professor. It may be difficult to keep him on one subject for long, but oh, does it does him a world of good to speak of old friends. Should you need my assistance, I'll be in the backyard. Good to know. Professor? Uncle James, you're back. It's I, Professor. Johann Kaufman. Where's Father? Where's he been taken? He suffers from some kind of memory loss. Yes. I'm afraid he will not tell us much in this state. If we could but stimulate his memories, maybe then he could tell us of his research. Something to unravel the mystery of the playwright. Perhaps. We have few other options in any case. Let us try. Why don't you explore the manor? There may be some object we can use to jog the professor's memory. Meanwhile, I'll try to talk to him about what we researched together. That could also help him remember. Professor Wright? Father? Why must you spend so much time away? Father? Must find a way to help the professor recover his memories. Why don't you try to find some object the professor might have kept as a memento? Meanwhile, I'll just keep telling about the years we spent researching together. Okay. Uh-huh. Professor Wright's gaze remains fixed on the window, as though he were waiting for someone. A large wardrobe of engraved wood. Well, time to wander. A painting of the ocean at the end of the afternoon. There's a figure of black on the beach, but its face is shrouded by a hood. A lamp provides a soft glow that somehow lacks warmth. Well, that's a neat parlor trick. It's locked. A sign on the door says attic. An engraving on paper. The script is from a language unknown to me. Ooh boy, culty stuff. Cool. An oil painting shows an obscure medieval scene. An old stone tower is depicted in the painting. Thorn vines have slithered across the entrance, forming a swarming blockade that almost seems to come alive when stared at for too long. Neat trick. Alright, what's in here? That's open. Ah, bathroom. Though I see myself in the mirror, the reflection is strangely distorted. Weird. A large porcelain tub, its hefty weight supported on 4 blackened iron feet. A thin ring of damp residue around its interior suggests recent use. It also suggests it needs to be cleaned somewhat. A common radiator. Yeah, I guess it is a common radiator. Alright, let's see what's behind door number 4. Locked. Won't open. Guess we're going downstairs for poking around. A portrait of Professor Wright. His appearance was quite different back then. An imposing, inquisitive figure. Something in this vase, maybe? A porcelain jar contains some dried branches. No, I guess there's nothing. Big door. Ah, outside. Yep. A fierce lion, damaged by the harsh weather of the coast. This one's got its head missing. There's a strange ornament on the wall. I think I can move it. Yeah, but why? A gate? Or a castle keep? Gate. Keep. I don't know. Leave it as is. We'll see what happens. A thick layer of ice covers the pool of water. Okay. Talk to the missus. See if she's got any ideas. May I ask you something, Miss Oakwood? Of course, Doctor. How did the Professor become afflicted? The ailment runs in his family. Mr. Wright suffers from it, as did his father and his grandmother before him. It's truly a terrible thing. And to think all these years Mr. Wright knew what would become of him. May God have pity on his poor soul. Holy... Misclick. Sorry. What are this ailment that runs into Professor Wright's family? Do you know what its symptoms are? Well, I can't speak those very long words physicians use, but I can tell you what I see in him. Professor Wright oddly remembers a thing from the last 40 years. It's like he's a child again. With God's mercy, it's now gone so far that it torments him no longer. Yeah, okay. I'll leave you to your work. Thank you for your assistance. Have a good day, Dr. Wakefield. This oak tree looks ancient. Probably older than the manor itself. Over here, we got, what is it? Ooh boy, this is spooky. Statue portrays a clergyman hiding his face behind a mask. The queen has removed her mask. There's an empty hole where her face should be. Oh dear. The sage has removed his mask. Same thing. The statue portrays a peasant woman with her face hidden behind a mask. Then you got this tree thing. A stiff tree. Almost seems like a statue itself. Then we got this guy. When the four remove their masks of lives, the path to the grave will be cleared. Okay. The central statue portrays a cloaked figure holding a clay vessel. The vessel has a small hole in it, just large enough to see a metal object hidden inside. Weird. I suppose we'll figure out what that does eventually. It's the kitchen. Various ingredients. A bread oven. Check the shelf. Glass jars filled with spices and pickled food. Okay, what's over here? A cast iron wood stove. Good to know, good to know. What's through this door? Locked. A small sign reads basement. Well, that isn't spooky in the slightest. A sea landscape. Vase. It's locked. Go for here, maybe? Wait. A gilded pipe. It runs from the room at the end of the corridor to the room upstairs. Something about heating the stove does a thing, maybe? Because that was the kitchen area. Wait, now I gotta check. So look for a gold pipe attached to something. Yep, right here. A gilded pipe runs from the ground to the corridor. Skip ahead a bit. Go to here. Ah! Library. Could be something useful here. Professor Wright has an eclectic collection, from old adventure novels to treatises on the occult sciences. Some of these titles, I believe, have been forbidden by the crown. Oh boy, what a rabble-rouser. A tin soldier. Looks to have been painted by hand. Commemorates some military campaign I have not heard of. Well, it seems to be acting like Mr. Wright seems to be acting like a child, maybe like a toy. Could hold some special significance to Professor Wright. Perhaps it'll help stimulate his memories. A painting of the cliffs in this region. The fire burns fiercely, rending the air thick and heavy in the room. A globe. The surface is extraordinarily detailed. Judging by the strange shape of the continents, it must derive from a fictional work or some prehistoric era. Whatever. What else is here? It's locked. I can hear the racket of many birds on the other side. Okay. Don't know why that would be there. Well, back we go to the nut. Poor sod. Do you recognize this Professor Wright? Sergeant Downing was sent to the front. The man that returned was not Sergeant Downing. My dearest visitor, he will know where to look. Oh, what a time we will have. Your visitor? What do you mean, Professor? He will have seen the map, and he will know the book of travels. The book of travels? Yes, he'll work it out. But it must not be too easy, no. But he will find a prize, I am sure. Prize? What on earth is he talking about, Kaufman? Something concealed, something precious. In his adult state, could he have hidden away parts of his research? He was always a proud man. He would not have easily forgotten his most groundbreaking work. A sense of its grave importance, at least, would have remained. In his confusion, perhaps he has hid it away somewhere for this dearest visitor of his to find. Why don't you explore the manor? Perhaps something will relate to these latest ramblings. Meanwhile, I continue my endeavors to revive his memory through conversation. My dearest visitor will find a prize, I have no doubt. We'll do that next time.